What I want to talk to you about today is client experience. And what we started kind of kicked off a little series with Ben's talk last meetup was about kind of how to get clients in the door, get your marketing, your referrals, getting them through the door to meet with you and book you. Now I kind of want to talk through all the next steps that you go through after they've inquired and what every step you take with them along your client journey. So, a little bit about me. I mean, I know all of you. Thank you. It's a room full of friends. I'm Jen. I'm one half of J&R Photography. In our business, I am considered the business brains and Ro is the creative. I want to say that about like 90% of the work is the business side, and I gladly take on that role. We have our strengths. We do teamwork. It's teamwork. We have our lanes and our strengths. I'm also 1/4 of Focused AF and the mom of 2 crazy golden doodles, Jax and Opie. Anybody know where the names Jax and Opie come from?
Yes, that sounds like anarchy.
Yes. No treat for you. All right, so I want to kick off with the harsh fact that I think everyone's starting to realize now in the new age of marketing and working in the wedding industry. You can be the most talented vendor, the most amazing photographer, the most amazing musician, but you might not still be getting booked. And why that is that 90% of our work is not the creative stuff, and the work that we do behind the scenes is what drives happy clients and more referrals. Clients are no longer just hiring you and what you do, they're hiring you how you make them feel and who you are as a person. The new generation, I'm sure you guys have all been dealing with this as well, they're a little different, but what is really important to them is they're connecting with their vendors and they want to know who they will be working with and not what the final product is going to be. You are now the product. So I saw this saying that says 1 bad moment outweighs 10 good ones, and I kind of want to say it's the opposite. So for us, because we've kind of hit it out of the park every step of the process with our clients, if something does go wrong, we never hear about it. Maybe we did miss a shot, or we missed a detail, or maybe, I don't know, they caught us on our cell phone in another room. They've known us who we are throughout the entire journey, that they're able to forgive those things. So I want to say, if you're able to give a 99% amazing client experience, 1 little slip up is kind of forgiven. So I want to say, why do I feel confident in speaking about client experience? And I'm just going to share a couple of things that have been consistently said in our reviews. It's very tiny, I know, sorry. So these are just exact quotes from clients left in our reviews. Their organization made a hectic day feel easy. They were incredibly thorough and thought of everything ahead of time. We felt completely at ease knowing they had everything under control. They handled everything behind the scenes so effortlessly. They felt more like friends than vendors on the wedding day. They brought such a calm, positive energy. They were responsive, professional, and always 1 step ahead. Their communication throughout the process was incredible. So, Ben brought us to how to get clients to your website, to find out who you are. What I want to talk about is their first kind of impact that'll come across you. So, this may no longer be the first landing point for a potential client. They might find you on Instagram first before they wind up on your website. But I always feel that a website is super important to your success in a couple of things. Attracting the right clients, and attracting, Okay. And it actually pulls in the inquiry. So they may find you on Instagram, but they're actually going to go to your website most times to fill out your inquiry form. So for us, it's important that your website does a couple of things. Clarity. Once they land on the page, they want to know exactly who you are and what you're doing. Sometimes I go to people's websites and it's hard to see if they're like photo or are they video. Sometimes we even go at inquiries, even though it's clear that we're photographers, they'll be like, oh yeah, you provide video too. And even though we're very clear, but I feel like if you have to be very clear on who you are and what you do, and please show your face. I know we don't like to show our faces, but please show a picture of you, who you are. Your bio should definitely be on there. Show them a little about your personality. Don't go overboard and write a whole paragraph about, I love Starbucks and walking in the beach and blah, blah, blah. What they really want to know is, what can you do to help them solve their problems as they're planning a wedding? Consistency on your website. Please have your portfolio and your reviews show that you know what you're doing. high quality images, or for like videographers, great videos that can connect to them on a deeper level. Jason probably has amazing videos of him doing his job on the dance floor. So all of those things that they can connect with you on a deeper level. Make it simple, easy to navigate, and clear on how to take next steps. Include a lot of call to action so that wherever they land, they can click inquire now and not have to navigate to that page. Don't do that, Mac. So for our website, and we're going through a whole new redesign now, but this was really helpful for us in pulling in the right types of people. So as soon as they land on our page, they see a picture of us, they see a little bit of slideshow of our work, and clear copy about the client that we're trying to attract. So like, I can't read it here, it's too small. We make it easy for fun, lively couples and families to feel comfortable in front of the camera on their wedding day and beyond, yada, yada, yada. That again clears to our clients that I'm not gonna bring in like, what happened? Oh, okay, sorry. We want more fun couples that are very natural. They wanna just have a good time on the wedding day. And then I also include on the bottom, we do something different than most photographers. We do run IPS with an third-party company. So because that's another big step of our process, we want to show them exactly what we do with that. So on this main landing page, they already know who we are, our style of photography, and that we provide a full service experience with the album process. If I'm going too fast, let me know. Okay, so the client journey. Your lead comes in through the website. What do you do next? We're going to break things down step by step. From the first step, which of course is inquiry. That's what I consider the second impression. It starts here. The first impression was where they found you. Was it on Instagram? Was it through your website? Was it through a referral? But when they get to inquiry, that's your next step in the process of an impression. Number two, we're going to go through consultation and the importance of connecting over selling. Three, we're going to go through booking, and that's the emotional decision. What did you do for them to make that emotional decision, be like, yes, this is who I want to work with. This is who I put my trust in for my wedding day. Four, we'll talk about planning, building trust and excitement from the day they book you all the way up to the wedding day. Then the wedding day, how you go above and beyond what you actually do for your job on the wedding day. Yes, you are a photographer, but what can you do beyond that? Yes, you do video. What can I do beyond that that exceeds expectations? And then we'll talk about after, what you do after the wedding. We don't just be like, here's your product, see you later. We do things along the way afterwards that turns them into raving fans. Okay, inquiry. How fast do you guys reply to your inquiries? Perfect, love it, thank you. Someone the other day said like, oh, 24 hours. I was like, that's crazy. But which I understand if you have a life and other things going on. But for us, I try to do it within 2 hours, it's usually less. I'm attached to my phone and my computer all day. But if I'm on the road and I get an email, I'll try and, if I'm working a wedding, I'll try to sneak out to the bathroom or something and send a response. We're actually in the middle, what's gonna help with this, is we're personally switching over to Visco, which is formerly Tave, and they have a text alert system where now if you get an inquiry that comes in, it'll text you. So if you're not checking your email, you get that text, hey, so-and-so inquired, so now I know, okay, let me step aside and respond to them right now. And it also has response drafts already. So, okay, the inquiry comes in, I got the text, I just go into Visco, see what my reply is, and just send it right away. So please inquire quickly. Don't let them sit on them. I've heard so many brides say, I haven't heard from such and such vendor in 2 days, a week, 3 weeks. They're just setting themselves up for a failure by doing that. I also have 4 inquiries to make it faster. I have templates, so for venues that we work at a lot. So we're always at Perona Farms, Cross Keys Estate, Davis Country Inn. If an inquiry comes in for that template's already there. I will tweak it and make it personalized a little bit. If they've given me more information like, oh, we went to Rutgers or we met here, whatever, I'll comment on that just so I'm not giving just a general template. I'm able to show that I've read what they wanted to tell me and I'm responding to it. Okay, so unpopular opinion, I'm sending pricing right away. I started doing that within like the last year because they just wanted that ASAP. And the new generation wants it now. They want transparency. They don't want to waste your time, which honestly I appreciate, because before, when I wasn't sending pricing, we were wasting time on meetings, and it just led to ghosting. So I send the pricing, don't gatekeep it, and I include a clear next step. So after I'm like, hey, thank you for inquiring, here's some info, here's our pricing. And then I'll say, if everything in the pricing seems aligned to what like you're envisioning for your day, here's a link to the Calendly to schedule a consult. That way they don't have to email me back and be like, hey, can we set up a meeting? No, they've kind of gotten the clear next step. I also have a link on the website to schedule a consultation right away. So sometimes people don't fill out the inquiry form, but they will click and go in straight to my Calendly and schedule a meeting. Once I get that, I'll double check I'm available for the date, obviously, and then double check the venue, and then I'll send them an email, say, look, so forward to meeting with you, here's all the information, here's the pricing, and then it'll be up to them there if they want to keep moving forward with the meeting or if they don't. But the less steps you give people, the better. Okay, so pre-consult, we do a couple of things. We want to make sure that they know that we're a pretty organized business. I will they'll get the official calendar invite straight from Calendly, and whatever scheduler you use, set up automations that tell them a reminder 2 days before, a day before, a couple hours before, so they're reminded, and it eliminates ghosting. Send any additional information they requested. Some people might ask for full galleries, or they might have some additional questions before the meeting. Don't hold it off to the meeting, just respond to it. And then I ask in the notes of our meeting or our calendar to please meet in a quiet place with no distractions. I'm tired of going on calls and people are in their car, which happened the other day. Even though I put that clear instruction, I want to make sure they're just as present as I am. If I'm taking time out of my day to meet with you, please do it in a professional manner. So I put that little note in there just so they know to respect my time as I'm respecting their time. Next step, okay. So, consultation. I want to say that this is probably the toughest. I don't like doing consults, but we approach them in a way where we're kind of walking in like we're Zooming with friends. And this is really important to not just go in there being all business. So we had a consult like a month ago, and they had met with multiple photographers at that point. And the groom went just straight business, just asking business-like questions, didn't even let me interject and ask the personal questions that I always ask with couples. If that happens to you, take a breath and redirect the conversation. He was just like, oh, on your pricing, we barely got to know like the name of the venue and all this. And I was like, you know what, how I really like to have these conversations is to learn more about you, how you guys met, the proposal, where planning is going right now. And then his whole demeanor changed and was like, okay, this is not the type of vendor I'm talking to. I'm talking to someone who really wants to get to know me. So we cut all the business stuff out until the very end and connected on a deeper level. So set the tone early, make it relaxed, personal, and not transactional. Listen more than you speak. They don't care about your awards or whatever else you want to share about yourself. They want to kind of vent to you about where they are in the planning process, what they're looking for, how you can solve their problems along the way. Reflect back on what you hear so they feel understood and they know that you're listening. And focus on making them feel comfortable and confident. So we'll talk about some questions that we ask. So me and Ro are very super nosy people. We love to talk to people and dig deep into their lives and ask a lot of questions. So how we kind of start letting the conversation be more natural is once they connect on the Zoom call, we kind of pick up on any visual cues, like the environment that they're in. If there is a Knicks flag on the wall, bam, done. We're gonna talk about the Knicks. Or if there's a dog or a cat, we're 100% being like, oh, who's the dog? And showing actual genuine interest in people. Because that's just how we are. We want to get to know people. We're not really just there for the sale. So, and also pick up on any verbal cues along the way. This is important. So And they might talk about, oh, we went to such and such bar last night. If it's somewhere that you've been to, or it's in a city that you love, or you found out they love coffee, we'll love to ask them about, like, what's your favorite coffee shop? Just to kind of keep it more of like you're meeting someone for the first time in a casual setting, and the wedding is just an afterthought. And then we get into the nitty-gritty about where are you getting married, talking about their vision for the day, what vendors they have are booked already. If they talk about vendors that you know and you love, respond back with like, oh my God, I love so-and-so. Keep the conversation flowing more naturally. If it's a vendor you don't like, don't say anything. That has happened. You're just gonna smile and we're like, oh, they're great. Get into the specific wedding details that'll help you show that you know what you're talking about. So once they talking about guest count, how that will look in the space that they're getting married. If we're meeting with a pro-owner couple, we're gonna talk about the food and how great the staff is there. If they talk about the wedding party size, what decor they're thinking of, what they're most excited about the day. I think the biggest way to show that you actually care is asking them what's important about their day, and it has nothing to do with what you are doing. So I'll say, what are you most looking forward to? And it might not even be photography, it'll be just being around my family, or I can't wait to dance. And then you can say, this is how I can serve you to capture the most important parts of your day. Ask them what they're stressed about, and you can talk about how you solve those problems. And then you finally get to talking about your service and who you are and what you do and how you do it. For us, I kind of just I will ask them like, okay, as you've been looking for photography, what have you been gravitating towards? And it's such a hard question to ask because people don't know style, and they're like, oh, I don't know, it just looks pretty. Or what most of our people come to us is because they've kind of gotten the expectation through our social media and our website that we're more candid, more natural. So that's when they start picking up on those cues and saying that back to me, I know I've kind of gotten them, and I'll reiterate that. Okay, great. You want to feel like you're having a good time on your wedding day and you're trusting that your photographer is capturing it. You love candid, it's documentary. And then I'll reply back, like, that's exactly how we work. This is what we do. This is how we approach the day. We're not going to pull you out for a 2-hour photo shoot. You're just saying back to them exactly what they're looking for, but actually be that person. Don't kind of just make it up as you go. For photo and video, help draft the timeline. I know some people don't want to take out the time out of the day on the call to draft the timeline because they're not booked yet, but it'll help, again, look like you know what you're doing, and it'll give them an idea of how much time they need on the wedding day and avoid any hurdles along the way. So like, you're drafting a timeline that when you know they need 10 hours, they might have thought they need 8, or they thought they needed half an hour for photos with a wedding party of 20 people. Now you can say, no, actually, this is what you need. This is how much time you have. And maybe they don't book you, but at least, again, you've kind of shown you took a little of the extra effort, and it sets you up for success afterwards so that you're prepared. You know, okay, like, this is actually going to be a 10-hour day. I know now I'm going to start at like 9 a.m. as opposed to 1 p.m. So take that time and show them a little bit extra of your knowledge. All right, post-consult. Don't just like be like, hey, nice meeting you, and then never connect with them again. The second I get off the call, within like 5 minutes, I'm sending them a thank you email, recapping everything that we talked about, and I provide any additional information. Full wedding galleries, I will send the pricing again. I will send vendor recommendations, usually video because they're trying to book them at the same time. So they want to be able to connect with video before they decide on booking on us, depending on their budget. This reinforces trust and shows that you care beyond the meeting. And I will check in with them again about 2 to 3 days after the meeting to say, hey, how are things going? What's been happening more lately now is they've been very clear and upfront in where they are in the process. They'll tell us now on almost every call, yes, I have 2 more people to meet with, or I'm not making decisions for like 3 weeks because of such and such, which I appreciate because then I know where we stand as opposed to them completely ghosting. One other thing I include in the email. Yes?
Question. 2 questions. Let's say the planner's on the call. Do you still go over like the timeline thing? Mm-hmm. Also with the planner, knowing the planner is in charge of
Yeah, so I will, because I want to, yes, establish dominance. Thank you, Giselle. Not establish dominance, but like show them I'm not the photographer that's just gonna do whatever they say. I want to show them that I know what I'm talking about. So I know some planners are able to like step over people, but I want to be able to say like, I know what I need and I know what time I need for what I need to get done. So this happened recently where a planner, she's like, yeah, you're gonna start, they're not gonna be done with hair and makeup till 1:30, but you're gonna come at 12:30. I was like, what am I gonna do for an hour? And she pushed back. I was like, I don't need a whole hour of just standing around. I'll come at 12, I'll come at 1. So I'd rather show them that I know what I'm doing and this is what I need. So it's not a waste of my time and just play nice in the sandbox. It's never been a situation where I really pushed back. Yeah.
My hesitation of when planners from the call, I usually don't talk about timeline.
Is it working?
Hello.
There we go. All right, got the mic. I don't need to speak anymore.
We're so legit. I love this.
I'll sing my question. I think my hesitation whenever planners on the call is I don't really discuss the timeline because sometimes new planners I never worked with before also. So I'm afraid that if I state like what's my typical timeline at work stuff, it might be totally different from what they have in mind. I don't want to cause any conflicts or any potential like concern later on in terms of like, okay, what I'm mentioning today is totally different from what the planner has said or about later on.
I would still say, like, in the consult, be like, hey, let's talk about timing. And, give me the ceremony time and I'll work around that. Are you doing a first look? Are you not? Is there a ceremony? The typical way you would draft a timeline with a client that's not a planner on the call, and then see how they respond to it. But at least you're setting their standard, like, this is what I need. And if the planner has objections to it, let her say it afterwards and say, well, actually, we were thinking of this. And you can kind of talk through the process. Or you can take it offline when the client's on and be like, hey, this is how I actually approach it. But I would rather you show you know what you're doing before the planner even says anything. Be like, this is what I usually do. And then they can trust in the fact that you know exactly what you're doing. Especially if it's a planner you've never worked with before. But I don't know, I've never come across this situation, but that's how I would handle it.
Thank you. Second question quickly is, how long is your consultation for your initial calls typically, and do you give notice to like the call ahead of time so we prepare the time that's allocated to?
Yeah, so in the Calendly, it blocks off about, I think, half an hour. So it used to block off about an hour, and then I would force myself to almost be there an hour, and now I don't want to be in the call for an hour. So Calendly, they get a calendar link for half an hour. If we go over, we go over, it's fine. But we've cut down our consult time a lot in the past year. What I used to do is pull up galleries, show them how the pick time worked, and like, this is how you receive your photos, and like go through all this visual stuff that they'll never remember. So I cut all of that out and just had them talk. I talk, we go through pricing and next steps, and that's it. So I think right now we're at like, on the long side, probably like 45 minutes, unless they're a talker, and then we're there for more than an hour. But I don't mind it if it's an hour of like good conversation, not just someone dragging their feet. If it's someone on the call that's very dry and like disinterested, then I cut out like 75% of it and just go straight to pricing and be like, okay, and you never hear from them again. So I pick up on the vibes really quick on who they are. Carlo, was it Carlo? Carlo, right? Oh, he got the mic. Oh, sorry. All right, Jason.
Hey, going back to the previous slide, I like how you asked what their worries or stress is about, because then you could answer their problems.
Yeah.
How would you bring that up to them without making it awkward? Like, how do you phrase that? Because I've never asked that before, and I like the idea.
It comes up in conversations as opposed to me outright asking. So sometimes they'll come up and be like, oh, I'm worried about that we're getting ready so far from the venue, or I'm worried I don't have enough time after the church, between the church and the venue for photos. So sometimes those worries actually just come out in conversation, and then I know how to answer them right away. Like, yes, we have the time for this, we can totally do it, don't worry about it, we make it work. I would say if you wanted to ask, I would just say like, I wouldn't ask specifically about what you do. I would just say like, what are some things that you're concerned about, like, or keeps you up at night about like the dance floor? Actually, yes, talk about what you do, because you want to find out from them, like, are they worried about they don't have enough dancers or like a dancing crowd or all those concerns, and you can just confirm and say, yes, don't worry about them. I'm very engaging with the crowd. I'll bring them out. We'll get the people dancing. So just not in a way that you're setting it up where now they have to create a worry, but there are worries that exist. So let's bring it up in a more natural way.
Yes, hello. This might be outside the purview of your presentation, but I just wanted to know, since we're on this topic, you utilize AI to record your calls and have them transcribed or summarize everything like Fathom AI, which I've been considering.
Yeah, I started.
How else are you using AI in your business? Thank you.
Yes, I started using Fathom like a couple of months ago, and it's helped me a lot actually, because I remember something came up in a conversation, and they wanted me.
Pricing question.
Yeah, it was like a pricing thing, and I don't remember what it was, but they emailed me about it, and I was like, I don't know if we said that. So I had to like go back and pull up the transcript, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, we did talk about this, and that made me show, because I forget after the call. I write notes, but then like I don't remember who's who. It's all on one pad, and it's a mess. So that's definitely helpful, especially if you're talking with someone that's going to come back and be like, oh, you said you're going to give me so-and-so, or this is going to happen. So definitely keep that in your back pocket. It'll email you the transcript, and I just save them. As far as other AIs, mostly chat for other ways to attract clients with social media, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. What you want?
No, I'm absolutely got a question.
What's your question?
Okay, so my question is, you say ask if you nosy, but how do you transition from having like, a normal conversation of like talking and getting to know the client to going into business? I think that's the part where I'm like, sometimes you have a couple that you talk like, oh, like, how do you, when do you know, like,
When it's time for Mac to stop asking all the questions. Mac can talk.
Yeah, let's get to the pricing. How do you guys normally? I find that. I sometimes find that very hard to just transition from having this a normal conversation to
Business, yeah. So once we've kind of talked about like,
Question? Can you repeat the question?
huh? Like,
Can you hear the question?
oh, okay. So he wants to know how you transition from having like a casual, fun conversation to talking straight business. So what I do in that sense, we'll talk about, once I've asked them about, oh, you've been looking at photography, what style you've been attracted to, what is your vision for photography, et cetera, et cetera. We talk back, I tell them what we do, how we approach the wedding day. And then I literally just say, okay, great. So now this is actually the time I start talking about the timeline, because then that leads into the investment guide. So I'll then be like, okay, now let's talk about the timing of the day. We'll determine how many hours you need. And then I have the investment guide pulled up on a PDF. I go through a page. Once we determine how many hours they would need, I go through every page of the PDF. We talk about engagement session if they want it, wedding albums, because that's a huge step of our process. And then the last page is the pricing. So you just kind of be like, okay, well, for the photo, I would be like, okay, tell us about the event, how many hours you think you need us for, and then you just jump into the pricing. Yeah. You just have to slide in there with it.
Any kind of guys for contract again?
Yes. So in the same recap email that I send after the consult, there is, like I mentioned, I'll send a gallery, my vendor recommendations, and in the bottom is what I would need. I'll be like, hey, I'll hold your day for 48 hours. If you need more time, please let me know. Or if you're ready to move forward, here's the info I need for your contract. And it'll be like their names, email, all of that. I'm in the middle of transitioning to Visco, so what I'm going to do with Visco is send that same email, but in the bottom will be a link to their quote. And they can go in and they can go and just like, whenever they're ready, they don't have to email me back and be like, oh, here's the contract info you need. They'll just go into the proposal with Visco, put in all their information, book their collection, sign the contract, send payment, and it's all done in one step. Okay. So once they decide to book, and why they most of the time decide to book with you is because of what happened?
This one's back to the AI thing.
Yes.
Anybody who's tried like Otter AI, it's next to Zoom. It's another option like Faba. I found that like I literally just copy and paste summaries, put that in that follow-up email that you do.
I like that. That's perfect.
Gemini does it too.
All right. So then they decide to book. And most of the time why they decide to book is because they got to know you and you've kind of pre-built that trust with them. This is a very emotional decision for them. They want to make sure that who they're hiring is going to take care of them. And for us, we're going to take care of them from booking straight through the wedding. They're not going to not hear from us until a month before the wedding. We're going to check in with them regularly. So let's talk about that. Again, your work gets attention, your personality gets bookings, and then we are in the relationship building phase. You're no longer just a vendor. Unpopular opinion again, we like to say our couples are like friends. We're not just a business, so we're going to treat them that way. All right, your job for the next year or so, however months they booked you, is to reduce the stress. You're going to make sure you're proactive along the way. Offer guidance before they ask. For us, we're emailing them before they email us asking us questions. I want to preemptively answer things, so I'm not getting emails all the time of like, what time is hair and makeup supposed to start, et cetera, et cetera. I still get it, but at least I have kind of proof that I've given them the information beforehand. I over-communicate. So with us, we do IPS, which is a big step of our process with our album sales team. They do engagement sales IPS, and they do wedding album IPS, which in the beginning was a rocky kind of transition because people weren't used to it, but now we over-communicate everything about our process and what we do along the way before the wedding. Yes?
What is IPS?
In-person sales. So we do album sales and wall art sales with our couples virtually, but it's something that they're gonna experience along the way, and we have to like teach them about everything so there's no issues down the line. Yes, but no.
Do you guys experience any ghosting?
I don't know what. Initial inquiries, yes. That's.
But after the appointment, after the consultation.
Everyone's gotten really good. I think now of like writing back and being like, yeah, I went in a different direction, or yes, I booked you. I don't know what it is, but it's gotten better. In the past, yes, they would completely disappear, and that's fine. I would write back, and then they would tell me again, like, oh, I went in a different direction. But the ghosting after the meeting has gotten less and less.
How many follow-ups are you doing?
One. So after the meeting, I will follow up. If they haven't given me an outline of like what their deadline is, I'll follow up in about 2 days and remind them I have a 48-hour hold. If they need more time, let me know, because I have them set up as a reminder in our CRM that it'll archive them if I haven't heard from them within like a week. So after that week, if someone else emails me for their date, they're relying basically on my memory. So I tell them, email me if you need more than a week so I can reactivate you in the system so I can keep getting that alert. But that leaves the ball in their court because I'm not going to be emailing back and forth with them, trying to check in with them.
Oh, how are those initial emails that you're sending to the clients when after they book? So, say for instance, if we book somebody now to like, you're like, okay.
I got you. I got you.
Jumping in.
Before you move on, are you gonna talk about your CRM?
Yes, a little bit, but I have.
Our CRM providers.
Yes. Wait, that's part of my presentation, but now.
You want to come to our meetup next month?
I'll talk about what's happening next month, yes. Again, along the way, confirm details as much as you can to make sure you know what's happening on the day or what to expect. And as much as you can, collaborate with other vendors beforehand. So that presets the stage for collaborating with them on the wedding day. I need to be better at this. I think the only person that I really, like if I know you as a friend, I'll reach out. Like if it's Jonathan or Ivan, I'll be like, hey, we're working together. Other people I have not been that good about, but I want to try. Just to kind of introduce myself beforehand.
Get the VA to do it.
True. You're smart. Okay, I think this jumps into your questions, Mac. So post-booking, there's a few things that we do for the next time frame. I send a booking gift right away. No, you are not the gift. I've seen this so many times on Facebook when people ask, are you sending a gift? And there's always that one guy commenting and it's like, I am the gift. I'm there on the wedding day. And I'm like, well, you're a jerk. No. Think about when you work with a vendor or business and they give you a little something that's meaningful. Don't you wind up becoming a fan of theirs and raving about them? So I think for us, that's what we try to do with every couple, everyone getting a booking gift. Nothing too crazy. I think it's probably like 40, 50 bucks for the whole box. I include something educational, which is our experience magazine that I bought online, tweaked it, added our photos, changed the copy, tells them all about the process with us again, what to expect, how to plan for photography on the day of the wedding, the album process, so on and so forth. And then I also include something personal. So we love coffee. So we used to give a Starbucks gift card and then we were like, no. And my husband's a coffee snob. So now what we do is we pull up their address and I find like a local coffee shop next to them and then pray the coffee shop sells like a gift card online, order the gift card, print it, put it in the welcome box.
Ask on the consultation.
Oh yeah, he'll ask.
What's their favorite coffee shop? And we'll give them like a bonus. That's what they love. But yeah, that's where that
Yeah.
will write it down for you what coffee shop it was, and you can find the gift card and send it to them.
And it's funny, we just hired a graphic designer for our website and like in her onboarding questionnaire on the bottom was like, what's your favorite coffee shop? And I was like, I know it's coming. So I put our coffee shop and she sent a gift card via email. Yes, Ben.
How much is the book and how much is the total gift?
The book to print is like, I printed in bulk, so I think it's like $12 to $15 each. And then the gift card is about $15. And
How much is the whole box?
50 bucks probably.
probably like 50 bucks per client, yeah.
Without shipping.
Yeah, without shipping.
Tier system.
But I'm sorry?
Do you do like a tier system, like depending on what they get? Like,
No, no, they all get it. They all get it.
$50 gift.
You get 2 pages out of this magazine.
depending on what you booking, you might get a 15.
I do tiered gifts after their album sale, and depending on what they spend on the album, we'll like include like a larger print, or I might include them like a framed photo, whatever, just depending on how much they spend. A little extra something. Someone spent a lot, so we gave them a gift card for a dinner at the restaurant where they had gotten married, so that like they can go. It was like $100. So I'm like, it's just something a little bit more thoughtful. I feel like if you're investing in me, I don't mind investing back. And without naming names, years ago, we did our vow renewal and hired a photographer, and I did not want to give the experience that person gave to me. Like, I knew what I was doing for other people, and when nothing was reciprocated to us as clients, I was like, I don't know if they were treating us that way because they knew we were wedding photographers and they want to give away secrets, but I was like, this client experience kind of sucks. Like, I don't feel valued. You just literally just showed up on the wedding day on the vow renewal day, and that was it. So I want to do the complete opposite. You had a question? Oh. Okay. Okay, and then after that, most likely they're doing an engagement session. So once they book, they're gonna get an email with like next steps. I'll include the engagement session calendar in there so they can book that as soon as possible. If they don't, I send an email at some point being like, hey, don't forget we should do your engagement session. Engagement season's coming up, and we wanna make sure you're on the calendar.
You do that through Calendly too?
Yeah. Then
What was the question?
through Calendly. They will get, that session will go into our CRM, and automation emails will go out to them at the 1 month mark, saying like confirming the time, location, and include our engagement prep guide. So it's a PDF of like what to expect at the engagement session, tips on what to wear, tips on timing, all of that. And then 2 days before the session, they will get another email confirming the time and location. Then, of course, use the session time to connect with the couples, have a good time. We tell our couples in advance, this is not us just photographing you guys. We're going to hang out, get to know each other. If you want to go to a bar beforehand, get a drink, coffee shop, whatever kind of eases your nerves. And we just go in there, have fun. We don't take our job too serious. So I feel like our sessions are an hour and a half. We probably talk for about like 45 minutes of it.
Slacker.
Well, I talked for 45 minutes of it. And then for us, we do engagement sales IPS, so they do their appointment, get their engagement album, etc. To Mac's question, our regular automatic check-ins throughout the time before their wedding, they're gonna get a 6-month automated email. In that email, just provides more vendor recommendations if they're looking for any, and then asks if they have any questions about anything about the wedding planning process. They'll get another one at the 4-month mark with a questionnaire reminder. It's just reminding them, hey, there's a questionnaire in your client portal. You can start filling it out whenever you want. We just want to get as much information about the wedding day as possible. Then they get another one at the 1-month mark. That is to schedule their timeline meeting and start drafting their family photo list. A thing about family photo lists, I tell every couple I'm not showing up to a wedding without one. Obviously I will, but I don't want to show up and have them to rely on them to be like, oh, I need a photo with so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. I might get a list of like 30, 40 combinations. That's fine, but I'd rather be on the top of it and make it seem like it's important to me, because it is. I don't want to walk away from the wedding being like, oh, we forgot to take a photo with grandma. And then that's happened to us at weddings where the couple and the family comes up to us after the process and are like, oh my God, you were so amazing that you kept this so organized. We didn't miss anybody at so-and-so's wedding, my brother's wedding. We didn't get a photo of this person because the couple had to think about it on the spot and they missed them. So for us to just show up with that list, I'm calling out names in 20 minutes and we're done. Yes.
Do you like proactively ask if like, how do you do that? Do you ask them for, do you actively ask them who to include, or do you just ask them, write a list, and then you kind of like see who would be missing that they might want?
I send out a PDF. It's called like my family photo guide with like an idea of all the combinations to put together. They'll copy and paste my list and then just fill in the names and then add whatever they need additional, because they're not gonna remember. And sometimes they go out of the outline and give me some crazy thing that I have to organize for myself, but I'd rather have much detail as possible. So that guide is to help them figure it out, to avoid like the back and forth of who do I include, what not to include, blah, blah, blah. That guide just sets them up for success and drafting that list for me. I copy and paste that list to my notes on my phone on the wedding day on a bulleted list, and then row shooting, and then I'm just checking off the combos as we go. Okay, then we have the timeline meeting. We'll go through the timeline, the family photo list, etc. That timeline draft goes immediately to the couple afterwards and then reminds them, hey, double check the family photo list, make sure everything is right, making sure the timing is right. They'll get another email the day before the wedding saying, we're so excited for tomorrow. I put my cell phone number if you guys need me. And then if there is a note that says like, if you're getting ready at a hotel, please text me your hotel number so we're not standing at the lobby desk the next day trying to figure out where they're at. Okay, wedding day. Be part of the experience. So caveat, I'm type A. And if I can, I want to be in control of the entire day, which is Grisel's note about asserting dominance. I try to do that if I can. If there is a great planner, if there's a useful planner, that's great. If there's a useless one, I'm taking over. If there is no planner, I try to be the boss. I know it's not my job. People are like, oh, you're just there to photograph. And I get that and I understand, but if I can make the day run a little bit better and more seamlessly and make it more comfortable for everyone, I will take on that role, because honestly, us and the other vendors that are there are the ones with the most experience on a wedding day. The couples don't know what they're doing, their families don't know what they're doing. I will assert dominance over all of them. Okay, so here's a couple things to go above and beyond, like we mentioned on the wedding day, as opposed to just showing up and photographing. Set the tone the moment you arrive. So we come in very excited. At this point, we've kind of done the engagement session. We've talked with the couple multiple times, so we walk in like we're friends. Hey, congratulations, you look great, blah, 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 how are you feeling? I try to learn parents' names right away, siblings. I try not to call them mom and dad on the day of the wedding. It just feels weird coming out of my mouth. So I try to find out their names. Notice, this is something really important. I think some people don't have situational awareness. try to get a read on like any stress or tensions in the room. Something might feel off, or if things are great, but if there's any confusion, ask, step in if you feel like it's something that you can help out with, because that'll help avoid any weird situations afterwards that can affect you and your process. Help keep the day on track without overstepping, specifically with planners. Fix small things without being asked. Rose, great with boutonnieres. If something looks crooked, I will fix it. I've heard so many times from people that they gotten photos and stuff or videos back from their provider and like, well, why didn't they fix this or fix that? And it's clearly something that you should have noticed along the way. Just noticing all those little details as you're working, I feel like goes a long way with the final product. Be calming. So barring any emergencies, nothing is that serious on a wedding day to be like so high stressed and manic. Rose worked with other vendors in the past that are like off the wall on the wedding day because they don't know how to handle stressful situations. Like, yes, weddings can be stressful, but you need to bring that calming presence. You're the one that has been experiencing this for like the 1,000th time. So show that. Be like, if they're worried about a little fight with their mom, whatever. Talk them down and just go on doing what you need to do. Celebrate with them. So we'll, appropriately, don't go drinking with them at the bar, but you'll find me on the dance floor with the couple, having a good time. They expect that. If Bad Bunny comes on the dance floor, just really being present in the wedding as well. I think it shows to them that you actually care about what you're doing and not just coming in, taking a picture, and like escaping the room whenever you can. Okay, the wedding went off great. What do we do afterwards? We're not just disappearing. We send an automatic day after congratulations email with next steps. For us, it's just a reminder of like, okay, your wedding photos are gonna be done by X date, reminds them of the album process, says congratulations. I don't ask for a review at this time because they're just not going to do it the day after the wedding. So then we also send a teaser box post-wedding, and this is a pre-meeting with our album design team. Our album design team handles this. They print the photos for them, send it to them. And why we do this is, again, an additional gift, but also gets them to feel something tangible from the wedding. If they haven't done the engagement sales process, they're gonna get those prints in the mail now and feel like, oh, I really love seeing my photos printed as opposed to just a gallery. Then they have their reveal appointment. After that appointment is when I send an email saying, hope you loved your photos, hope you loved the reveal, we can't wait for you to get your album, and then I ask for the review. Once we get the album, I'll ship it with a personal note. Ro prints like a photo of them and on Canva, and then there's like a thank you. We loved a wedding, etc. We look forward to being part of your future part of your journey. Like just setting the stage for like we want to be there for maternity and family, etc. Okay, long-term actions. So I try to kind of be friends on most of our clients on social media, mostly Instagram, not Facebook. And I continue to stay connected to them after the wedding. If they're my bride in 2022, they're my bride for life. So I still comment on their posts. If it's their anniversary, they just had a baby, I'm commenting. And it's not like an insincere, like I'm not trying to get anything out of them. I think we've connected so well with them and become friends with them that I'm actually really caring. Like I'm excited to see the next part of their journey. And I still comment, we still connect with each other, we still DM with each other. I do an annual, like for the first year I do an anniversary post. And it's just like, oh, congratulations, happy anniversary. I put an Instagram story, I might do a feed post and share more photos of their day. Last year was the first year I did anniversaries beyond a year, and we got a booking from it. So we did like a 3-year, 4-year anniversary post for a client. And I was like, I'm not even gonna post their anniversary. Like their venue's closed down, like there's no one really to tag, but I posted it anyway. And her friend was getting married, saw the post that she had reshared, emailed me within like 2 hours and like, hey, I'm getting married, and we booked the wedding. So that was nice. I'm like, do I go back to 1 year? Do I do more? I don't know, but in that sense, it definitely has helped in the marketing.
Hey, Chad.
Yes.
You there a way for you to check if they're still together? Is it automated?
No, that's manual. Yeah, I don't send that's not automated, it's manual. Yeah, I will check. Yeah, I do that. I think it happened to a colleague of ours. We posted an anniversary and then he got like an email and like, well, thank you, but we're no longer together. Actually, years ago, when I first started doing this, it was like a 2016 wedding. She knew her 1 year anniversary was coming up and she knew that it was like something that we do. So it was like 3 months before the 1 year anniversary. She was like, hey, can you not make us one? And I was like, okay, no problem. Yes.
Are you doing this on Instagram as a post or a story and then hiding the post?
If it's a 1 year, I'll do a story and then like did I press them? No. And then like a series of photos from that wedding. That way I can like tag the vendors again, and then like a feed post. If it's more than 1 year, it might just be like one anniversary graphic and stories, just saying happy anniversary. That's the one that actually got us a booking last year.
Do you tag vendors again?
Yes.
That's the whole point.
The story. Story. Yeah.
So the story is what basically brought in the sale, not the actual. Because I don't want to like.
You know, it was a story. It was like it was one like happy anniversary graphic with their wedding photo, and I tagged them in it, and they reshared it.
Will you take that post off of your main grid?
It's not. It's in stories, so it's gone after 24 hours.
Oh no, I
Yeah.
understand that, but you said also
Oh.
post.
Yes, at the 1 year mark, yes, and it stays there. Yeah.
You'll keep it there.
It's not the feed post is not a graphic. It's actually just photos from the wedding. So it just looks like I'm re-adding to my portfolio, and it just like keeps things fresh again. So I can re-tag the vendors, collaborate with them again, and keep it up.
What if it's not a portfolio piece for you in that sense?
What a story disappear.
Well, yeah, if it's not a portfolio, I'll just put it in stories. I'm trying to think if I didn't do a feed post for a wedding. I don't know. It might just be a shorter feed post with like 3 images. And then we also do annual family minis. This is not Rose's favorite thing to do, but 99% of the people that come back for family minis are wedding clients, so it's great to reconnect with them. We give it to them at like a super cheap price, but it's fun to kind of reconnect with them again, reunite with them, see their growing families, and they continue to refer us to their family and friends. Okay.
Yeah, question.
Yes. Oh. Okay. All right, I can't remember at the last meetup, someone was like, oh, you're gonna talk about social media, about client experience, and I wasn't, and then I was like, it does make sense because it's an extension of the experience. This is a huge part of like not disappearing on clients throughout the entire process. This is where I connect with them online, learn about them, who they are, what's important to them. So social media presence is very important. And it's also where you get to show who you are, build trust, and show your personality. I talk to plenty of people all of the time, they're like, I don't want to be personal on Instagram or social media. Well, you have to. And this is what we're gonna do. So what are they gonna see on their end from your social media? You're gonna do reels. You're gonna do behind the scenes. They wanna see you in action. They wanna see you, how you work, what you do, how you make things fun. You're gonna educate. You're gonna show them about your process, tips for planning a wedding, what to expect with your photos or your video, or, I mean, Jason is like the A class of what to do on social media. Yeah. Well, now you gotta make posts about the Mets losing and how sad you are. And then they know exactly what to expect when Jason shows up for the wedding. So. For us, we also show off our products because we do album sales are a big step of our process. So we want to educate them on what albums look like, how they feel, what images to include, and personal stories. So clients get to know you more on a personal level. You don't have to put these on your feed. You can put them in your personal stories about Jason's a Met fan. People know we're Knicks fans. We got at a wedding earlier this year, instead of a cash tip, they gave us a Knicks jersey with our business name on the back. And that was amazing because I knew they learned of our who we were based off of what we shared online, and we connect in that way. We have clients that are like, oh, let's go watch a Knicks game or whatever. So I think next week we're actually going to hang out with a couple in the city to deliver their album and watch the Knicks.
Go Knicks.
Yes. You had a question?
Philadelphia fan.
Get the fuck out of here.
You have to leave. Okay, stay on the Saturday.
And I think this leads back to, again, the more they get to know you, like, they get to trust you and love you. When you do maybe have a little slip up, they're more forgiven. They connect with you as a human as opposed to like, I paid this person, they have to do their job, they're the service provider and treat you like the help. So definitely be more comfortable in showing who you are. What you're gonna do on the back end is follow them, like and comment. I comment on like all their wedding milestones because you know they're gonna post like images from their bachelor, bachelorette, their shower, they got the dress. I'm commenting on all those posts. I also, if someone like reposts, you know that Venmo bachelorette thing, then the bachelorette, I'll send them $15 for a cocktail. Say it's from Jenn of Again, keeping on top. They're not the ones in charge of the Venmo usually. It's like the maid of honor, so they can kind of see our name slide up in there. Reply to their stories, send thoughtful DMs. What else? Oh, what do you have?
Is it on? One thing we do too, and I know
I thought he was asking me a question.
some people might think of it a different way, but if a couple's parent passes away,
Yes.
we'll send them a box with images of the wedding of that parent. And that's been like, and we're not doing it to like book weddings out of it. It's just because we want them to have something physical, and that's something that can go a long way, especially when they're mourning. And when we send that, they'll email us or text us, and like they'll tell us that they're in tears, and it actually made them happy for the moment that they opened the gift. So, you know, you have to think about going above and beyond, and that's a simple $20 gift, right?
Yeah.
$30.
And being human, like it's happened a couple of times where someone passed close to them, like within 2-3 months of the wedding. Like the most recent one was the dad, and we had the best first look with her and her dad. Like there was laughing, crying, hugs, the best first look photos we ever got with a dad, and he died within like 2 months. So I printed like 20, 30 photos of him throughout the day and sent it in a nice wooden box from Miller's. And she really appreciated that. We also had a brother pass away a couple of months after the wedding, and now there was only one son left. So I sent them a box of photos of him from that day. And they really appreciate it. I think it goes to show them that like we care about the photos that we take and the memories that we're keeping for them, and not for them to just, you know, oh, I have to go pull up a photo of my brother from my online gallery. Now they have something they could pull up whenever they want to look at it. All right, now we're getting into the mindset shift. What I hear from vendors all the time is, I'm not comfortable getting personal. This is just business. I don't want to be friends with my couples. I consider a complete total mind shift, and why I'm the way it is for a couple of things. Again, me and Ro are nosy, love people, we love to connect with people, so maybe we have an advantage in that sense, because not everyone is as sociable or loves to connect with people. They just kind of want to show up, do their job, and leave. We consider like this is way more important to us, and why is that? I tell myself all the time, I love my business and the life that I've built so much that I refuse to stay stagnant. So if I have to change the way I approach my marketing and how I connect with people, I'm gonna do it. I don't wanna lose my business, and I don't wanna lose the opportunities that I connect with other people. I know you're hearing it now all the time from other vendors, I'm not booking, and then you're asking them, what are you doing to kind of get that work in? And they're just like, oh, nothing. So it's like you have to decide, like, is this what I'm gonna do, or am I gonna decide to go a different route? So I suggest going from I won't do that, or I'm not comfortable doing that, to what will I lose by doing that, which is nothing, but you have everything to gain. The vendors who stand out aren't necessarily the most talented. They're the ones willing to step beyond their comfort zone for the people they serve. If your business depends on it, what would you try? What worked before is not guaranteed to work now. If it's not working, something needs to change. Again, adapt like your business depended on it. The industry is changing. You're getting later bookings. We just booked a wedding for May, June, like literally a month from now. And they're all still gonna go through the same exact process. They're getting a booking gift. They're getting those auto emails. She signed the contract for weddings in a month, and like those auto emails went out automatically. It was like, happy 6 months. And I was like, oh shoot. But at least they know that we're like kind of on our ball. And there's way more competition now. And I think the way you stand out now is not just from your work, but from what you're doing behind the scenes. All right, so make client experience your edge. Prioritize emotional connection at every stage. Be fast, human, and real. See yourself as part of the story. And your personality is your brand's greatest asset. So a couple things I want you to get into to start tomorrow are a couple of things. Audit your inquiry response. Make sure it's a little bit personal, short, keep it short. I think ours is like 5 or 6 sentences. Give them a clear next step, like here's a link to book our call. If you want to include your pricing, make sure your pricing is in there. Engage with up to 3 clients a day on social media or an email check-in. Just make sure you're connecting with somebody on a daily basis. Post 1 educational piece per week on your Instagram. I know a lot of the pieces that people are doing now is like, you know, those feed posts with like text. Everyone's doing it, but it's helpful. It shows that you know what you're talking about, and make it something catchy and that they'll appreciate to learn from you as their vendor. Improve 1 step in your workflow. I highly recommend automations. These are things that I don't have to think about. They're just going out. Like all those check-in emails, I don't have a spreadsheet on the side that has to remind me to do it. It's just going out automatically. And show your face more. No, it does not have to be on video. This is what people tell me all the time. Oh, I don't want to post on social media. I don't want to show my face. I don't want to be in video. You will never see me and Rose face on video in our stories ever, and have never. You'll see what we're doing, what we're eating, like we're on a trip or like a Knicks game. We'll see like maybe a picture of us, but I'm never a talking head. Oh, look who's here. Someone asked me about automations. I think that was Carolina, right? I will talk about that. I could talk about it a lot. It'll be a whole other class, but we do have a whole class on that coming out next month. Visco is going to be sponsoring our next meetup, and Nicole Hoffman, wedding photographer from New Jersey, who works for them, she's going to do a whole demo, and you're going to see all the cool things that they have coming out. If you don't know, Visco is formerly Tave, which is the CRM. We're transitioning over to them now, and the capabilities that they have has been really helpful. That date is May 27th, location TBD, but it'll be happening, so. May 27th. And if you don't have a CRM, please get one. Like, it helps so much with like keeping you on your toes. No more spreadsheets. You will never remember to go in and like do the things that you need to do, and this will automate as much as possible. And it helps show you're organized and on top of things. We've heard from a few couples along the process, because of the CRM, they have told us like, you're the only vendor that we've heard from throughout, like I haven't heard from my DJ for like 8 months, or like, I don't know if so-and-so is gonna show up because I haven't heard from them. Those auto emails go out and they know I still exist and I'm checking in. So like that's been helpful in the sense that they're like, okay, my photographers are organized and they're on top of their game. So people forget what you delivered. Like your product, I'm sure, is amazing, but what really takes you over the edge is like who you were and what set you apart from everybody else. That emotional imprint is your legacy. It's what drives referrals, sparks glowing reviews, and builds a reputation no portfolio alone can create. So my question for you is, would you hire you based on how you show up today? No. No. I want you to think about your entire process and be like, oh yes, I'm doing an amazing job. Am I going above and beyond? Would I hire myself? Just a question. That's my challenge to you guys.
Add more.
Yes. Love it. All right, it's talked about Visco. And now I have a t-shirt giveaway. Where'd they go?
We're limited on sizes on the t-shirt. Who's an extra small in here?
There's no extra small. All right, I only have 2 extra larges and a medium. So, who posted on socials within the last 4 hours? Sure did. I saw Victor's post earlier. He's right. He was fast. Extra large?
Wait, you got a medium?
No medium. I got a medium.
You got a medium?
Extra large?
Extra large.
Another raffle. Look at that.
Who had a client check-in email go out today? Who checked in with a client today? Jonathan. Extra large or medium? Wait, don't you have?
All right, medium. I checked with like 4 clients.
Did that give you a shirt?
No, extra small.
No? Extra small?
No, I like.
All right, and who was here for the first time? Are you all right? Here, you can sleep in this one. Yeah. All right, thank you. The end.
Anybody have any questions?
Oh yeah, sorry. Q&A would help.
Wait, I got it. I need it. Okay. Hello. Let's see. I have 2.5 questions, but I'm asking the first.
2.5.
First 2, 1.5 thing. So you're on your contact form. So the way I look at it is I kind of want the client to fill out as much information as possible, so it's better for me afterwards, but I can see how that could be too much for them.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you have on your contact form? And then also, I guess, how many follow-ups do you do to don't answer you?
Yeah, so I cut back that contact form. I forgot what class I was watching, and they told us to make it as short as possible. They shouldn't answer more than like 5 things. So it's like their name, their date, their venue. No, I don't ask budget anymore. Don't put that, because they don't know. And then, what?
I'm gonna add to that. Someone said if they can't fill it out while they're in the toilet, it's too long.
Yeah.
So if you
Depending on, if they're just going to number 1, I guess.
the toilet is the office for most people.
And then ask about something about like tell us about you or something like that. But like a very quick and some people would just put 1 sentence. Some people put like a whole life story. The people who put a whole life story, I know they're like more serious and interested. A new question I did add recently, more for my peace of mind, is where are you in the decision process? Like, are you ready to book without a call? Are you ready to make decisions quick but want to meet? And then the other is like, I'm taking my time, just so I know where they're at in the process, so I'm not like stressed about them. So if I know they're taking their time, I'm not going to be on their ass. I know they're going to be like that person that's taking forever and like meeting with 1 million people. So it sets the stage for the consult, and I know how to approach it.
And how many follow-ups?
I do about James Liu. I love it. I do about 2 follow. 1 or 2, depending on if I want it. 1, and then just be like, hey, and within like 48 hours, just making sure they got the email, because sometimes it goes to spam, or they're just busy, and then just reminding them, hey, I'm here. And then if I kind of want the wedding, I'll email again within like a week with another follow-up.
Okay. Wait, and then also in terms of budget, you said you don't ask budget, but do you have anything on your contact form that kind of weeds out people who are not looking for services? Or
I don't think it's on my contact form, but it is on another page, like the range of what to expect to spend with me. So like, I think for you, it's easier to just put for photo booth, you put the pricing on the website?
So we have starting at X price, but that doesn't stop people from still inquiring and being.
They're not reading.
And, yeah, they're not reading our website.
Yeah.
So I had to add like a little checkbox in my contact form just to say, hey, our pricing starts at $15.50. So our inquiries went down, I think, since I put that, but then they're more qualified now.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
That's fine.
That's what you want.
That's fine.
Well, I wanted to say that we added the checkbox because that was necessary.
Did you read this?
Because the thing is, people would inquire and they'll be like, oh yeah, $300 for a photo booth for 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Well, world. And I want you to drive like to like upstate New York.
Okay. So that's what.
We're all friends.
Or it.
I think, so I know like emotionally it sucks when like there's not the same volume of inquiries. You start thinking like, what did I do wrong? But if you're bringing in more qualified people, then just keep remembering that. Because that's what happened to us when I started setting pricing. Now I cut back on meetings and now I'm meeting with people that like actually saw the pricing in advance. And I asked them on the call, as we're opening the investment guide PDF, oh, did you get a chance to look at this? Now 99% of the time they're like, yes, I looked at it beforehand. So I know I'm not wasting my time.
Quality or quantity?
Yeah, it just sucks emotionally when you're like, oh, where's the inquiries?
I actually don't care, 'cause it's like less work for me. You know, like if an inquiry comes in, I'm like, they check them out.
Yeah, so check the box, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't have to worry about that. They don't put this for other reasons.
Yeah.
And then my other question was, okay, for you guys as photographers and videographers, you guys are one of the first few vendors that clients book.
Mm-hmm.
So you have that longer time to develop a
Relationship.
deeper relationship.
Mm-hmm.
For us as photo booth, we are oftentimes maybe one of the last.
Yeah.
Right? So do you have any advice on how to develop a deeper connection, or do you think it's not necessary for photo booth?
I think you guys do pretty good on like social media on showing who you are. I think keep doing that so they connect with you as a person as opposed to like, you're not gonna form as deep of a connection as the rest of us do with our clients. But again, they're able to put like, okay, Natalie and Mac are coming to do my booth, not the random DJ's photo booth assistant that I'll never know their name and is dressed in black. Now they know like with the wedding that we did together, like Janelle and Isaiah knew who you were, the planner loved you, like you posting all their stuff, they see your faces, they saw you hanging out with us. I think you on what you provide leading up to the wedding and on the wedding day is super helpful. So I think keeping doing what you're doing is great. Like you may never form that deep of a connection, but at least you're showing yourself as a human.
More touch points and welcome gifts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say like
Little
for
bit.
us, it's like showing that we're fun. Like,
Yeah.
the idea of fun, welcoming, people laughing, those are the. Oh, she wanna see me Yeah, I think with the photo booth, I think the thing that I tell Natalie all the time is with the photo booth, you want people to view your page and it should scream like fun.
Yeah.
Fun, and it should, like, the image quality should be like high quality.
Yeah, you're showing you're not your average photo booth. Like you're not the DJ's photo booth. You're
Not the iPad.
not the iPad. You're two people coming in to have fun with them, and you do a good job with that with your reels and stuff, showing you guys
I agree.
on the wedding day. And I see you, Mac, on the wedding day, and you're in the booth with them. You're like all over the place. So you guys do good. As far as like a gift, I'd like the idea of like I don't know if you guys do include the like book or album, but I would maybe consider that as like you don't have to worry about the scrapbook. We got you, and have that.
I would say that, like, from your presentation, that's something that I'll think about is how to, on top of what we're already doing, how to personalize it and be more thoughtful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think you guys consider yourselves as like the photo booth business that just shows up and walks away and you're just like, no, you guys actually take the time to connect with people.
We want to, like, yeah, that's what we want to be. We're trying to be, but I think we're not doing any gifts. We're not sending out any booking gifts. Like, we're not doing those types of things. So maybe that's something we can do, like, before we even get there.
Mm-hmm.
Even a PDF, even a PDF, like to prepare that, hey, this is how you get the most out of your photo booth.
Mm-hmm.
Just even from the presentation, I'm like, the steps that you guys do before, the steps that you guys do before,
Mm-hmm.
actually, and then before getting the client, then booking the client, and the gifts, and then emailing, and
Mm-hmm.
then afterwards having something special. Like, I think for us, we've always tried to focus on just like booking, and then showing up, being fun, and then afterwards being thankful. But I think we definitely need to add something special and personalized within our package to give to the client.
Yeah. Sometimes we're a little bit more prep work, so they're not considering you the afterthought vendor, because which is probably what they usually do with like, not that they do that with you, but like with niche vendors that are not like the major priority, they're kind of like the afterthought, like, oh, we have the coffee cart, whatever, we have the photo booth, the extra stuff, but you set yourself apart by actually showing like, I consider myself more than that, and prepping them along the way, like you mentioned, like the best use of how to get, use out of the photo booth, like encourage your guests beforehand to use it, or, hype us up beforehand, like, oh, we're gonna have this amazing photo booth, the glam booth, whatever it is, just to get them a little bit more excited about it. Cool.
Any
Any other questions?
You gotta go out.
Hi, Jen.
Hi, oh, it's Chris.
So I have a question about following up on leads who say they're going to get back to you. A conversation person, this was open and not, full disclosure. Had a conversation person, said the price was very much in line with the booking form, they enjoyed my work, they said we'll get back to you.
Mm-hmm.
How, I guess, soon after, if they don't respond to you, how soon after would you reach out just to stay fresh in their mind? Because I don't want to be too soon. I also don't want to let them, I don't want to give them enough space to find somebody else if they are interested in me.
Yeah,
But also, it's not going to be
that's me. Yeah, I would say maybe like within a week or so.
I did reach out within 2 weeks and she did not respond to that either.
So then I would kind of just consider it a wash at this point.
It's a wash.
It's a wash, yeah. and honestly, you'll be surprised, like the way they're moving these days. Someone might come back. Like we've had people come back after like 2 months, and I'm like, oh, I thought like we were dead to you, and then they come back. So it's not a complete wash, but you also don't want to be the naggy person. And you don't want to have to keeping it top of mind. Oh, I have to check in with this brand. Let them come to you. But the way people are moving now, it's like you have to have patience.
All makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Anybody else? Good? No? All right. Oh, Jason.
I was going to ask about, I know you said that you send out the email the day after, or right after the calls that has all the info, and then if they want a contract, information for that.
Mm-hmm.
What I do is I actually, right afterwards, I send a proposal.
Nice. Mm-hmm.
I guess it doesn't make sense for the clients that have already told you they're not forward along the process enough. But I'm curious for anybody else. Does anybody else send a proposal right away and just hope that they sign it and pay? Like, to be quite honest with you, I'd say it's like 25% of clients get back like within 3 days. So when I say on the proposal, then the rest take a little bit more time. I just like, it doesn't take me long to auto-populate stuff in HummingBook and just send it out. So I'm curious.
So what I'm going to do with Visco is I have a standard booking page that I don't have to customize it for every couple. It's just like you can pick collection in 1 through 4, whatever you want, whatever add-on. So it's the generic baseline for everyone. So if they ever want to go back to that email that I sent them, like even though they've told me like I'm not ready to book, at least they have access to that link if along the process they decide. And you might get like a surprise like booking without even knowing it. But that's my plan with Visco. So I would still send it. And maybe just do a generic one so you're not doing the same work over and over again. So I know you're probably doing like a customized one for them, which is great, but I don't know how much people really appreciate it as much, unless you're working with a planner and that's like the standard expectation. But I would just send a generic one so you're not doing the extra legwork, and give them the opportunity to be able to go back to that email at some point and be like, you know what, I actually do want Jason. Let me pull out that email. I know there's a booking link on there and I'll just book it right now, as opposed to them having to email you and ask you for all that information again. I don't think it hurts to just do it. Is anybody else sending proposals right after the call? Ben? Jonathan? Yeah. So I don't think it hurts to just send it. We good? Oh, damn.
So I asked Ben, and he said, but would you or Focus, because next meeting, it seems like a lot of people, usually you talk about how well oiled your CRM is. Mm-hmm. And you're going to do a Visco thing next month.
Yes.
Would you or anybody in Focus AF consider releasing or selling or subscribing to what your CRM workflow would be, where I would be able to be like sign up for Visco, be like, I would like Jenn and Rose CRM or Ben Lyle CRM or Hey Paris CRM or Focus CRM, where you guys get that. It doesn't have to be an answer right now, obviously, but it's something I would like to know if you guys would. And you know, I know that they do have, but I signed up for Tave for like 2 years, and I paid for Tave for like a year, and I never used any of it just because the setup for automation, and
It's
I know
so
they have
complicated
and stuff like that. It's just a little more taxing, even with the automation stuff. But if it's already set up and you can just import it, that's just not really a question, but that's it.
Yes. That's an amazing question. I'll ask Nicole about that. So I'm switching to Visco right now, so I'm starting completely from scratch. And Nicole's been really helpful with the onboarding process. So we do like half-hour onboarding calls where she walks me through every single step of how to set things up. But I have an existing CRM where I'm just kind of copying, pasting like automation emails, but setting them up differently in Visco. So the process is a lot faster for me than it would be for someone starting from scratch. I don't know if it's a possibility to kind of like sell that stuff. Nicole can answer that. But I would say you might even, it's not that complicated as you think. The Visco team is very supportive and helpful. They'll walk you through it.
They even have templates, like you said. They added a bunch more, right? Like,
Yeah, they have like preloaded template stuff and you just kind of go in and tweak it. It is complicated with like tokens and the if-then formulas.
The tokens is the craziest part because they all have to match. And if they don't match, your stuff is useless.
Yeah, so that's why I did everything with Nicole. Like she confirmed it as I went through it, so I'm not doing it by myself.
But speaking to have Nicole, with Dave, and the CRM team, I still paid for a year without using it. So.
Leo paid for like 7 years and never. It happened.
What are you currently using?
I'm currently using Pixify. That's been around for like forever, but they sold it, and then the investor who bought it was doing great, then resold it to Irisworks. So I'm just afraid that like they're just gonna disappear. So no, I'm not scared that Irisworks. I'm afraid that like Pixify itself is gonna disappear, or that the tech support is no longer there because it's like the stepchild. So I'd rather transition over now. And then Visco's gonna help. I mean, Nicole's helping me with that process, but yes.
We rather support people that are supporting the community as well.
Yes.
Like Visco has a lot of big plans.
Yeah.
They're awesome. Like the direction they're heading in, it seems
I like
awesome.
the text thing. That's
Yeah.
great.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Rob.
Has IPS been a good revenue generator?
Yes. Yes, it has. I will keep that short. We could talk about that afterward. Yes, I will say if you're outsourcing it like we do, it's a very complicated process in that you want to make sure things run seamlessly because things can go wrong, especially when you first start. They're supposed to naturally integrate into your business, but we're such a personalized business that like they can kind of tell there's another party involved.
I'm fine, but yeah.
And yeah, Ben has his own opinions. However, this is what I want to say. this is what I want to say, and Ben can agree or not disagree. You have to be extremely thorough on education every step. This is why I'm like word vomiting so much about albums, posting them about them so much, so they're not surprised by anything. On the consult, I'm talking about it thoroughly so they don't know what to expect. Every email gets a reminder about what to expect in the process so they're not completely surprised. So those automations, and even for the engagement session, reminder, your engagement session does not include the 200 photos. It includes whatever's going in your album. So they don't show up on that call like, oh, I thought I got the whole gallery. No, you don't. So like, you have to be very thorough in your education to avoid any hiccups along the way. And we've been with them since they started, so with a lot of hiccups. But now it's a well-oiled machine because I know now like 95% of the work is on me and making sure I'm prepping them enough for success.
And Jen's also attracting the kind of clients who want that experience.
Yes.
Yes, I guess.
Correct. Any other questions? We good? No? Yes.
What? Are you tracking all the inquiries that are coming in? Because it sounds like a lot of your stuff, they're coming from personal referrals, right?
Closer. Okay.
They're coming from personal referrals, a lot of your work. Are you tracking all your inquiries, where they're coming from?
Mm-hmm.
You are. Would you say that a large portion of them are coming from personal referrals?
It's, I want to say 50-50 between like Instagram and personal.
Instagram personal.
Mm-hmm.
Are you comfortable sharing the volume of work that you're doing every year?
For this year, we're at 34 because, and like I mentioned before, people booking last minute. So the last 2 that we booked were for literally May to just send their money like yesterday. And so wedding's in 2 weeks. We booked one for June. We're meeting with someone for September. So people are still booking for this year, very last minute.
Are you capping for the year? Or?
No, I mean, if they still come in and I'm available, I'll take them because you never know what's going to happen. The climate is always changing, and I'd rather bust my ass now and then hope for the best for next year.
Because, we see a lot of presentations, and, sometimes you listen to folks doing presentations that do like 5 weddings a year.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different context that we're
Yeah.
getting this information.
Yeah. I want to say what I think helps lead to our success was consistency. Like, I have not changed any step of my process in like 10 years. Like, everyone's getting a booking gift. Every single step has not changed for any client for over 10 years. And I make sure I'm on top of everything and everybody. I feel like no quantity, unless you're reaching like 100 bookings a year and you're a solo shooter, everyone should get the same experience. And I think that's helped with like creating fans of ours, whether they come from Instagram or if they come from, friend referrals. I just keep going at it consistently because in this game now, like if you drop your ball for a second, like everything just unravels. So I'd rather, like I mentioned before, like my life is built around this business and I don't want to lose kind of what I've created. So I just go full force every day.
Any other questions, Patty?
Last question.
Damn, man.
I love how you're up here with it.
So 8 p.m. If you have any further questions, she'll be here. You can do one-on-one with you.
Are you?
No worries, okay? Thank you, guys.
Matt's like, enough with the talking. Thank you, Mac.
Now the karaoke portion begins now.
You're like, bro, he knows you personally. Why he's asking you this?
Questions?
Oh, yeah.